Exclusive new developments in the case of two Cleveland police officers who for 6 years have faced no discipline in an incident involving a boy with disabilities.
In fact, one of those officers has even been promoted. It's a story Kristen Volk has been digging into for years now, and she joins us live from the News 5 Tech Center. Kristen, there's a hearing scheduled next week for those officers.
A pre-disciplinary hearing, Lee, and it's the first step essentially in an administrative discipline process. It comes after the victim's family received a $250,000 settlement from the city. But now there's a separate question being raised. That is whether Cleveland police violated the consent decree in this case.
There is no evidence that Officer Kryzan's conduct in this matter was taken into consideration when he was promoted to sergeant. That would appear to be a violation of the consent decree.
It was August 16th, 2010, when Cleveland police officers Dan Crisson and Brian Casimir were looking for a robbery suspect and came upon Juan Ortiz, just 16 at the time, playing outside his West Side apartment building. Juan has Down syndrome. All of a sudden, the officers chased Juan, handcuffed him, and pinned him against a hot car.
I kept hollering, "You got the wrong one. That's not right. He's not the one." But still happened.
Nina Kennedy, a witness, tells us the pair then started to use explicit and racial language with Juan's parents.
Can't speak English here. Take your ass back to where you come from. That's pretty much what they said. But they also used the F word.
Juan ended up in the hospital. He was never charged with any crime. And nearly 3 months later, the Civilian Police Review Board ruled that Casimir and Crisson should be disciplined. But that never happened. That was 6 years ago. Since then, Subodh Chandra, an attorney, filed a civil suit on the family's behalf. Then, this federal lawsuit, which claimed CPD breached the boundaries of the consent decree. And in this consent decree, it says that a boss considering the promotion of a Cleveland police officer should consider factors like the officer's use of force, his or her disciplinary record, and any pending disciplinary process. And according to this official document, Officer Crisson was promoted to sergeant last year after the consent decree was filed. Officer Casimir remains on the force.
So the family's baffled.
Now, at the time of the incident in 2010, the city said there was a rule in place that any administrative discipline could not happen at the same time that there was pending litigation, which is why the officers did not face any potential discipline until now. The officers' hearing is scheduled for Friday, December 16th. Lee?